Hi and welcome to SCW, the wrestling channel here on YouTube.com. Thank you for choosing the channel and choosing the video. Please subscribe right now. Leave any comments in the comment section, please, and like and share the video as well. Ask SCW is back once again for you now, answering your questions in the wrestling community. If you want to ask a question for the next episode, then all you've got to do is leave the hashtag AskSCW on either Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, or you can even drop a comment here on YouTube. So make sure to leave the hashtag AskSCW. I will answer for you in the next one of these Q&A style videos. Money in the Bank predictions are up and available for you now. If you haven't checked them out already, go and do that before the show this evening. But right now it's time for our clicking with our first question, which has got a Money in the Bank theme. Coming from Armchair Wrestling, what's your favourite Money in the Bank match and who's your favourite winner to hold the briefcase? Well, my favourite one, I think we discussed a little bit about the first Money in the Bank the last time I did one of these, and I think I've got to go back to that and saying that that's probably my favourite. It's the original, it's the concept, and you know from that point what the match represents. And for me, it really did a great job of that in that first ever match, especially with Edge winning, and arguably one of the best cash-ins as well, because we never knew what to expect with a Money in the Bank cash-in from Edge either. So for me, that match happens to be the best one. I think a little shout has to go as well to the WrestleMania 23 Money in the Bank ladder match as well. That was just a chaos, that particular match, with Jeff Hardy going through Edge through a ladder was just... That was an insane bump for back in the day. So yeah, they're probably my two favourites, but I think the original has to take it because, like I say, it showed perfectly what that match represents. As for a favourite winner to hold the briefcase, we're still going back in those early days. I think Rob Van Dam for me, purely because I was a massive RVD fan, and the fact that he got to cash in a one-night stand and win the WWE Championship was such a special moment. I think Edge's cash-ins have been awesome as well. Like I said, that original one he had there, and I loved as well when he kind of got the briefcase from Mr. Kennedy and actually cashed in 2007 as well. So it sounds bad to say, but the early days, unfortunately, are the best ones because they were creating the moments when you hadn't seen them before. Everything feels like in a way that you've kind of seen it now. It's very hard to find something new. I really would love to see with Money in the Bank, a great way to do it, I think, would be for someone to be running out of time to cash the case in, to the fact that they don't feel like they have the advantage anymore. I think that would be a creative way to do a Money in the Bank cash in. And I think for this year as well, I think that we need to have lengthy holders with the briefcase. And I think that we could potentially get some great holders with the briefcases this year, depending on the results in the Money in the Bank ladder match. But with recent times, just to quickly go on recent times before we move on, I think Seth, of course, arguably as well, up there with the greatest cash-in at WrestleMania 31. I think that was pretty special. Yeah, I mean, like I say, the old school ones are the best. So for me, I would say the original Money in the Bank ladder match is my favourite, and I would say that RVD just over Edge takes my favourite to be the winner of the briefcase, just purely because RVD is one of my favourites of all time, and probably just shades Edge on that because both are probably my top 5 of all time. Next question has come from Anub and Co. Do you think Auska's push will end at Money in the Bank? Who will Becky Lynch feud with for the Raw Women's Championship when she returns this coming Monday night on Raw? And will we see a triple threat feud between Charlotte Flair, Rhea Ripley and Io Shirai for the NXT Women's Championship? Great questions there. With Auska, it depends really what you say by push, really. If you mean by winning the Money in the Bank is the end of the push, or she's not going to be in the championship picture, then yeah, maybe it could be coming to an end this Sunday. But I don't think it's what I would call a push. I think Auska is going to be on Raw each and every week for the foreseeable future. And I think she's got a program, it seems, lined up with Nia Jax. That's what it feels to me going into this Money in the Bank event. And I do think that she's got an outside chance. She's certainly my runner-up pick for the Money in the Bank. I've gone for Shayna Baszler for the meantime to win that Money in the Bank ladder match. But Auska, I think she's got the potential to really be someone that's special. Vince is really on board with Auska right now. She has really stood out as well on these empty arena shows, and I think that is going to put her in good stead when we go back here. I think she can get a good win over Nia Jax. She's definitely in conversation for the Raw Women's Championship. She's in that picture. Charlotte Flair would always be up there as well. Shayna Baszler and Becky Lynch. That probably makes the top 4 with Auska right now. It's such a strong division as well. But yeah, I don't think the push is over for Auska. I think that before the end of the year, she will be in championship conversation, if not champion. I think that she will either push her way up the card. She'll either be that runner-up pick I've got as the briefcase, or I think she could have a move to SmackDown at some point if there's a draft later in the year. And I think I would love to see a program of her and Sasha Banks. I think that would be amazing. Her and Bayley as well, I think would be pretty cool. I do think that there's a championship run in her future. It's just how the destination is to get there. But I don't think the push is over for Auska. I just don't see her winning at Money in the Bank. Although I said she's my runner-up pick. We mentioned there about the Raw Women's Championship picture, and we mentioned Shayna Baszler winning Money in the Bank. I think that that's the program they're going to look at probably. Becky Lynch is going to apparently confront the Money in the Bank winner this week on Raw, which implies then the Raw Superstar will win it. And if that means Shayna Baszler is going to be the one, then I guess that's kind of the program they're going to go down. And the beautiful part is that Shayna Baszler could probably get a championship match without even having to cash in the briefcase if she is the #1 contender. It gives a lot of power into these positions, and that has been done in the early years of Money in the Bank, where those guys still can go for championships without cashing it in. If you get the championship match by merit, doesn't mean you have to cash in that briefcase. So it's very interesting how it could play out. I do think that Shayna Baszler is kind of like the Alberto Del Rio of 2011. That the destination is there. It's just they just didn't have the urge to do it at WrestleMania, so they're going to give her the briefcase to do it instead. And it wouldn't surprise me if Becky Lynch confronts the Money in the Bank winner on Raw and loses the championship. That would not surprise me at all. It would be quick again for a women's briefcase holder, but it's something that I could see as a potential as well. As for the triple threat match, yeah, it's definitely nailed on. That seems to be a perfect way to do the booking with these three ladies right now. It probably would protect someone like Rhea Ripley if you want to keep it out of the championship picture at the moment. Io can take the loss and it probably wouldn't harm her, especially in the triple threat environment as well. And Charlotte Flair can continue on with another rivalry. The only thing is that they could do is it could be a way to get the belt of Charlotte Flair as well without her being pinned. So there are a couple of different variables, but what I would say is that this is the biggest match you can put together for the NXT Women's Championship right now. And yeah, I mean, for me, it's a must-make match. It's a must-see, and I really want to look forward. I'm really looking forward to it. I think it'll be awesome. The last question this week is straight as Josh, and given that Martha Hart is allowing Owen to get a Dark Side of the Ring episode, do you think he'll get a Hall of Fame induction down the line? This is an awesome question. I love this question because there's so many different variables and so many different ways it can go. My answer is I hope so. That's what I'm going to say to you, because Owen Hart deserves to be in the Hall of Fame. But we have to look at this. Dark Side of the Ring is a fantastic series. If no one's watched it that's watching this, go and check it out. There's 2 seasons and they're absolutely brilliant. You learn something new about each story in each episode. Some things I didn't know anything about and I've learned so much from it. Some I had ideas about, but I've learned something new from those episodes. And this is what can come from it, from where it sticks from 2 different directions. We could learn something new about this with Owen Hart that we didn't know about, which would explain why Owen is not being allowed to be put in the Hall of Fame. There could be something we don't know about, but it can also be the flip side, because the Hall of Fame question will definitely come in that episode should Owen be in the Hall of Fame. He's one of the greatest Canadian wrestlers ever, and I think that there is a potential that there could be a lot of fan request for it, and if the episode is well received, that there is a chance that if there isn't something we're not missing, that maybe it could happen. Maybe we're starting to get the wheels are turning where it might happen in the near future. I'm interested to see what the guest line is going to be like with that episode. You know, I was a big Owen Hart fan younger. He was a wrestler that stood out in an age where not all the in-ring wrestling was great, but it was all the character work. Owen had this great character, but he was also a great in-ring performer. And I just always feel so sad. Owen, of course, taken too soon, but the matches, if Owen had been around a bit longer, you even take 12 months to 2 years. I mean, Chris Jericho, Kurt Angle, Chris Benoit, Eddie Guerrero, Perry Saturn, Dean Malenko. You know, we've got then the likes of Rob Van Dam, Booker T, Rey Mysterio, all to come in those couple of years afterwards. The amount of amazing matches we could have seen that we didn't get to see with Owen Hart is a travesty, really, when you think of it. And I hope he has his day in the Hall of Fame. I really do. But it does come down to the situation, like you say, with Martha. And of course, if it can be done, it would be incredible. But we will learn, as I say, more from this Dark Side of the Ring episode. And hopefully it will tell us more from everything of the events around the time. And yeah, I mean, we'll have to wait and see. But to answer your question, I really hope so. I'd love to see Owen Hart in the Hall of Fame, as I know many of the wrestling community would like to as well. But that's all from this week anyway. When it comes to Ask SCW this week, it's just a shorter one this week as it's pay-per-view weekend. I hope you guys just enjoy Money in the Bank, and as well, mate, to make sure to check out the predictions if you haven't already. But that's all from me anyway. I'll try and be back with a video in the next day or two. I'm trying to keep videos up as often as I can on the channel at the moment. And like I say, enjoy Money in the Bank. I'll see you next time here on Ask SCW. Thank you to everyone who's been subscribing as well. It means a lot that you guys are subscribing to the channel. Hit the bell as well to be notified each and every time a video comes up. That way, you know when a video is here for you to come and check out. So yeah, that's the best way of doing it. And also share it with your friends as well. If you've got a friend that likes wrestling, you never know, they might just enjoy these videos as well. But that's all from me anyway. Thank you for watching. I'll see you next time here on Ask SCW. Please like, share, and subscribe. And as I say, enjoy Money in the Bank. I'll see you next time. Take care.